We're already getting suggestions on the text line from the Twitch. Hugh Dab says Bill O'Brien, offensive coordinator. He's the head coach at Boston College. Unfamiliar with his work. Has he ever been here? Been to
Patriots guy.
Houston?
Patriots
He's
guy.
from here. Listen, you work with
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Patriots OC.
Yeah.
Not afraid to bark back at Tom Brady.
Turned around
That's
Penn
what
State.
I remember from
Yeah, yes,
turned around Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State was almost in the national championship this year.
Yeah.
I did hear like he has a little bit of a temper.
Mm.
So I don't know if that fits with D'Amico's cool demeanor.
How would you know that?
I mean, I heard a rumor his nickname is Teapot.
Oh.
Well, I have his Wikipedia open. He was offensive coordinator at Alabama year they made the playoffs.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I can do that.
Maybe he deserves a shot in Houston.
Yeah.
As
like
an
he runs a good offense.
coordinator instead.
What a wild move that. I mean, I know it'll never happen.
That would never happen, yeah.
But then again,
he knows Caseria.
Look,
There's
I mean,
zero chance.
He knows Caseria.
Zero chance.
remember who the Broncos defensive coordinator is? It is Vance Joseph, who was fired as the Broncos head coach only 2 or 3 years before he's now the DC. So you never know.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
Yeah. It won't happen, but you never know.
Now, Gary Kubiak, that one, I think there's at least consultant should be on the table.
Maybe Clint or Cliff Kubiak.
Combo deal. Just bring in the whole fam.
Is there another Kubiak?
Just bring in Clint Kubiak, bring his dad in as a consultant to help install the offense.
Mm-hmm.
The Kubiak clan takes over.
Here are some other suggestions. Mike McCarthy.
Gross.
Damn, dude. That's not cool.
That offense wasn't good.
12 wins. Did you see Dak Prescott's numbers last season?
I did. And he was good with Cooper Rush. You know what? You could do worse. It would be uninspiring, but you could do worse.
Why? Because he's old? He's a Super Bowl champion head coach.
It's been,
Cowboys didn't fire him. Mutual parting of ways. They still don't have a head coach.
Developed Aaron Rodgers. Right. Developed Cooper Rush.
I mean, they're downgrading with Brian Schottenheimer.
Matt Flynn.
Would be pretty funny if the Texans hired Brian Schottenheimer as their offensive coordinator.
Just swiped him.
Cowboys.
Swiped him.
Please
don't. Chip Kelly or someone else from 409 Josh. Chip Kelly was D'Amico Ryan's head coach, I believe, for a season in Philadelphia.
I think that he only overlapped for a year.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much of an overlap, and maybe there was some overlap when he was in San Francisco. But I
don't think so.
I don't think there's as much as people are bringing up. I know that's been the hot name on the streets.
It is.
Here's the thing, dude. He just won a national championship at Ohio State as the offensive coordinator. And the guy left the head coaching gig to go be the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. You better be paying him a lot of money because I'm sure he is getting paid a ton to be offensive coordinator at Ohio State. The Texans, I don't think they're cheapos, but you would have to pay him a lot to lure him away from the college game. And when he's cooking some of the stuff that he was cooking against Notre Dame, I would feel pretty good sticking around in the same spot after moving around my entire life as a coach.
Especially when, as offensive coordinator at Ohio State, you have the matchup advantage everywhere in 90% of the games you play. And you have specifically one guy who will be there for 2 more years that you can just point to and go, throw to that guy. Whatever the play is, throw to Jeremiah Smith. You need to ice the national championship game against Notre Dame, just run a go ball, throw it to him.
Yep.
I do think there's other ways besides talking about the Notre Dame game. We can discuss Chip Kelly guys, but
I mean, they went on a 31-0 scoring run in the middle of the game.
You're right. I know. They did crush Oregon. It would make sense. Now, I do think he got a raise to leave UCLA as the head coach.
Yeah, he did.
To be the offensive coordinator.
He did. No, that's
UCLA is not a serious. They're not serious people.
I mean, you're probably you'd have to pay Chip Kelly more than you're probably paying D'Amico. I'm just guessing.
I don't know about that.
No, probably not.
But you would.
He would be the highest paid, if not, or maybe top 3 highest paid coordinator.
Look, if he doesn't want to be a head coach anymore, even if part of it is UCLA, not serious people, like, there is no better job than a school where you're always going to have more talent than everybody.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't know. To me, that would be a fun place to retire. 713-780-3776. Keith has a thought on who the next Houston Texans offensive coordinator should be. If you're just tuning in, Bobby Slowik has been fired by the Houston Texans. My bad. They're moving on. Keith, what you got?
Hey, guys, I've got 2 names already been hitting the rumorville. A couple of whispers here. The streets are saying 2 names. Here's the first name. Former Chiefs, Commanders, and UCLA OC Eric Bieniemy. That's the first name I've already heard. And the second name, been out of football for a couple of years, but won a Super Bowl with the Bucks and Tom Brady, former Jags QB Byron Leftwich.
I know that Byron Leftwich got an interview with the New England Patriots. A lot of people believe that was to check the box of the Rooney Rule, but I feel like Leftwich had some good moments with Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
could be wrong on that front. As far as Eric Bieniemy, that is a name that people went to war over for the longest time, and I'll just say it. Like, I'm sort of worn out by Eric Bieniemy talk, but I'm sure somebody will bring that up today. That is not to say he is not qualified as an offensive coordinator or anything. It just seems like there is a commonality as far as people maybe not liking his style. And I believe that was brought up as one of the reasons that things didn't go so well for him when he was with Washington last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, look at where things are with Washington this year. They did get Jaden Daniels. That certainly helped out Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator. Remember when the Texans were thinking about bringing in Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator?
He was one of the original, he was interviewed for the original staff last year.
More suggestions. Mike McDaniel after he gets fired. Too late. He's not getting fired this offseason. Tony Romo, no joke. Tony Romo's not leaving a job where he's getting paid $25 million a year to watch football 16, 17, 18, 19 times a year. That's just not happening.
He's also, being an offense coordinator is way more work, and he's barely putting in enough work to call games for CBS.
From the 832, put out a rumor that Kingsbury is sleeping with Commanders' executives' wives. No.
Worked for the Rockets.
Listen, they didn't put that rumor out. I'm pretty sure Ime Udoka actually did those things, okay? Doug Peterson's still out there from the 832. Josh McDaniels.
Shane Waldron's still out there.
Joe doesn't want him. And Josh
McDaniels did get hired by the
Patriots hired him. Sage Rosencopter.
Dan Orlovsky? We're just throwing out names at this point.
Case Keenum.
Just former Texans.
Case Keenum, I wouldn't hate it.
Quarterback coach for Gerard Johnson. Got to work your way up the ladder.
The 346 says Gerard Johnson's to move for offensive coordinator, right? Honestly, I would have said going into this year, yes. Now, I don't know because things didn't go that well this year. There's a part of me that thinks maybe you need to go out of house. Yeah. It's not to say that Johnson's the reason things were such an issue for the Texans this year, because obviously something was going on with the offensive line to the point where CJ Stroud did seem to regress out there.
Yeah, I just don't think it makes any logical sense to. You have to cast a wide net. If they end up landing on Gerard Johnson, that's fine. If they go through a real process here. If they hire Gerard Johnson in the next 24 hours, I will be really disappointed in the Houston Texans.
Because it's a flip side of the Cole Popovich thing where it is you don't fire the main offensive line coach or the offensive coordinator and just promote their underling, promote the guy who's beneath. That just doesn't actually make sense. So if it ends up being Johnson, I kind of agree with Joe. It's fine, but I would like to try to do better.
Someone suggested Frank Reich, which is going to lead me to an actual suggestion, because you might have remembered this moment from the pre-draft process where we were of the belief for a moment in time that the Panthers were going to take CJ Stroud. Remember when Josh McCown and CJ Stroud dapped up? Yeah. Josh McCown is currently an assistant coach for the Minnesota Vikings. He is their quarterback coach.
Yeah.
I think he sees the writing on the wall that he's gotten the most that he possibly can out of Sam Darnold this past season. He says there's a report, and this was from yesterday, that Josh McCown's unlikely to leave the Vikings for an offensive coordinator job. Well, how about a job that he was on the finish line for as head coach of the Houston Texans? Assuming there are no sour feelings with the Texans, is Josh McCown a possibility? I would not hate it. If he has a good relationship with CJ Stroud, that's the best place to build off. Now, that doesn't mean that they have a good working relationship, but clearly McCown was enamored with the idea of CJ Stroud, and it does seem Dave Tepper stepped in the way and made the Panthers draft Bryce Young.
You think D'Amico would be comfortable with that? Because then what if the script flips next year? What if the defense regresses in a big way, and the guy that you've interviewed twice to be your head coach is now your offensive coordinator? I don't think they would I don't know. If I'm D'Amico, I still don't know if I want that guy in the building.
No,
you've interviewed him twice to be the head coach. A little self-preservation, I think.
It's like Arkansas hiring Bobby Petrino to be their OC. hey, worked fine, or at least worked fine for Sam Pittman. He gets another year. I do agree that the weirdness of him almost being the head coach and then now working for the current head coach, it's a little weird in this specific scenario. I do kind of agree though that like if Josh McCown actually wants to work up his way through the coaching ranks, don't you want to be an offensive coordinator, A, for a better quarterback, B, in a situation where you actually call plays and not Kevin O'Connell?
He wants to be part of JJ McCarthy's development, and he thinks that that's going to skyrocket him to like maybe he is so stubborn he thinks he should just be a head coach. I find it strange he would not want an OC job. It's the logical move.
This is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're climbing the ladder to become a head coach, I think most coordinators who are actually allowed to interview for a lateral move, because sometimes that's not allowed.
Yeah.
I think most would take this opportunity and run with it.
Yeah, I mean, because you can waive it. Like if you're not calling plays, like we could see it get waived. Like I would say Minnesota. I wonder if there's any interest connection to Wes Phillips, to Wade's son. He is the OC in Minnesota, but he's obviously not calling plays. Kevin O'Connell is. So I don't know if Kevin O'Connell would be like, hey, you can go be the OC in Houston. I'll promote Josh McCown. Everybody's happy. Like that could be one. There's a ton of options, and the Kubiaks do make a lot of sense. I mean, I know we are a long, long ways away from the Saints scoring 90 points in the first 2 games of the season, but it did look good to start in New Orleans, at least for the Kubiak kid.
How about someone who's worked with a really good quarterback for a long period of time? Nathaniel Hackett. I'm kidding.
The name DJ mentioned yesterday, Mike LaFleur.
Okay.
Does make some sense. He was the OC, with the Jets?
Yeah.
Related to Matt LaFleur?
Yes.
Brother.
Might be in the genes. Offensive mastery.
I believe they worked together
management
in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Tora McJohnson on YouTube suggests Matt Nagy, Ben McAdoo, Adam Gase.
Will Nagy take a lateral move?
Don't think so.
If we're continuing to suggest like the worst possibilities, how about former Patriots offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt? How was their 12th choice last year?
Former Patriots offensive coordinator Matt Patricia.
Someone literally just texted that in.
Oh no!
When he said former Patriots offensive coordinator,
Matt Schaub is offensive coordinator.
Is he in coaching? I don't think he is he?
I feel like Matt Schaub's a high school football coach. That's just gut feeling. Like
that's a good guess.
Yeah,
that's a good guess. Man,
who was the other Patriots?
Matthew Rutledge Schaub is a football analyst now. It says
for what?
He was a coach with the Falcons last year.
Oh, he was.
Yes.
Was he like a quarterback coach?
But again, his Wikipedia, it's not as updated as it needs to be.
Actually,
if you can hear this, get on that. Update Matt Schaub's Wikipedia for us. Please.
What you got, Joe?
I think I'm gonna make my wager here. The next Houston Texans offensive coordinator is someone that D'Amico played with.
Oh, I like this.
He has coached for the Houston Texans, and he is currently the quarterback coach of the Atlanta Falcons, TJ Yates.
Ooh.
Wow.
For a second, I thought you were going to pander and say Andre Johnson.
No.
I was going through
I was
Texans
like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is a little less exciting, but yeah.
It is less exciting.
Texans hero, TJ Yates.
He's been coaching. He started coaching with the Texans.
Watch out,
in
Bengals. You're effed again.
I like our chances in the wild card round again.
Texas by 100 against the Bengals.
And he can be your third quarterback if you need him.
Sure.
He can replace Case Keenum on the roster.
Yeah.
But TJ Yates would make a lot of sense, actually, like based on the trajectory of his career, having coached here when Nick Casario's been here.
I will say, so far, all the best options we like either are related to or Texans related people or Texans connected people or relatives of Kubiak, Wade Phillips, Matt LaFleur. Like all we have are nepotism and Texans nepotism.
I got an idea as we stick with Texans nepotism.
Okay, yes.
Got an idea. What?
Owen Daniels?
Come on. Talking about a guy who scored touchdowns for the Texans. I'm talking about a guy who was used in different offensive packages for the Houston Texans and who knows the defense probably better than anybody. On top of that, you could argue the man could be mayor of this city someday, if not president of the United States. Who better to have someone leading your offense than J.J. Watt?
Know thy enemy. I know what worked against us. Let's use that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
Another
the press
idea.
conferences would be more entertaining. I mean, he got pretty angry towards the end of his time here in Houston. Remember when he yelled about the fans and being there on time and playing hard?
So that's changed over time. JJ got them to change that.
Yeah,
right?
we fixed that.
Right? I got another idea.
Paul Gallant.
No.
Oh.
No. Sometimes when you can't do something anymore, you got to teach. And look, for a time, this guy looked like he was going to be a franchise icon.
Okay.
It's a good chance that he's never going to be able to play again. Both Sean and Joe are holding their hands.
I thought you were going to say Aaron Rodgers, but now I know where you're going.
If you could look the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We don't have to count the entire way.
I was going to start counting
9,
by 5.
Can we
10,
skip?
11, 12. Well, just got to look by all these things, okay? We're almost there. 13, 14,
Halfway.
15.
We're halfway there.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Asterisk, there might be more. Deshaun Watson. Huh? I mean, he's not playing football anymore.
You're right.
Maybe for Deshaun Watson to grow as a human,
second chance.
he needs to go back. I mean, the movie Hardball, Keanu Reeves, the movie The Way Back with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Sometimes life hits you hard. And what you need to get back up is to teach kids like how to learn.
What's his name? What's the guy with the limo? Bombay?
Yeah, Gordon Bombay.
yeah.
He needs to turn the chair around and sit down. CJ Stroud, let me tell you something.
How about Dana Holgerson?
He's got a job.
That's not gambling.
He's the offensive coordinator in Nebraska.
Oh, my bad. I
will say that
if I were Dana Holgerson and I got canned at UH, I would just go straight to the Golden Nugget and get a residence there.
Just live at the Golden Nugget.
He looks like he's just so Golden Nugget. Is that offensive?
No, it's not.
Honorary Louisianan Dana Holgerson.
I think it's just true. We're talking about Chip Kelly not wanting to leave Ohio State for an NFL job. I think Nebraska's different. I think you could leave for an NFL job if you want it. And I wouldn't hate it.
And I know we got people that like Dana, but haven't been impressed with his offense in a decade. So
come on. He was awesome in West Virginia.
A decade?
No. That was 2018.
Texter asks, are there any black offensive coordinators? So that's racist. Why aren't we thinking about any Asian American offensive coordinators?
Marcus Freeman.
That's a defense. He's a defensive coach.
Oh.
Know thy enemy.
Whoa. Why is he? He's a Notre Dame guy?
No, because he knows defense so well, so he can coach offense.
Okay.
Steve Sarkisian.
Steve Sarkisian? Yeah, maybe.
Huh? You know what? Pass.
Have you?
I saw that play.
I was gonna say, were you impressed with this play calling?
No.
Quinn Ewers?
Just skipping.
His career's all. He's gonna get a season-ending injury.
Just being like, let's be honest, guys.
You're not.
What am I gonna be? Do I need to play in 4 preseason games every year? Come on. Let me just skip ahead to me coaching.
Tormik Johnson suggests Jack East to be his offensive coordinator. No, he's gonna be team president now.
Yeah, they cleared the way for it.
The president's gone. The vice president. Sometimes he just comes back around like it's 24. The bad president.